clear to the American people what was in there, which was devastating health care cuts in order to provide tax breaks to the very rich. So that is the original sin. That's why we're facing Obamacare cuts. That's why we're facing Medicare provider cuts January 1, and that's why we're facing Medicaid cuts next year. All told, more than 15 million people losing their health care and costs going up for tens of millions more. So when you consider that stakes, that if Democrats don't succeed in this and those cuts actually are carried out, it would be the greatest loss of health care in American history. Not even in the Great Depression did more than 15 million Americans lose their health care.
I think I would say I agree with you, Congressman. So my question is then, that I've heard from a lot of different people, and it's a question I have myself then, it's what do you all tell, and to be clear, it's like the Senate, 8 Senate Democrats have put you all in you all in the House, I think Democrats in the House in a very precarious position, because what do you say to folks who say, okay, the Democrats have told us for the last 40, now almost 41 days that they are fighting for our health care, that the people cannot afford for these subsidies to go up, these premiums to go up, that they're fighting for the subsidies? What do you tell folks now that 40, 41 days later, you didn't get what you were fighting for? Was it all for nothing? Because I'm thinking about the people that have been standing in the food lines for the last, couple of weeks. I'm thinking about the folks that missed a whole month of paychecks, that are now behind on their bills. I'm thinking about the people who don't know if they're going to be able to have Thanksgiving with their family in about a week and a half because they don't know how they're going to make it work. What do you tell those people?
Yeah, so first, as soon as I heard about these 8 Senate Democrats conspiring with Republicans to come up with this, I immediately took to Twitter, said that I was a hell no on this supposed agreement, which, by the way, is not actually a legislative agreement. It's essentially a pinky promise from John Thune that at some point next month, there'll be a vote on something regarding Obamacare and tax subsidies. That's not an agreement. Now, in terms of what I tell those who may have voted for us and who are disappointed, it is important that we keep in mind, regardless of where certain Senate Democrats may be on this issue, all Democrats are united 100% in the House, 100% in the Senate in opposing these health care cuts. They are being carried out by Republicans, almost all of whom voted for them just a few months ago in the big, ugly law. So as frustrated as I am at the moment, as frustrated as my other House Democratic colleagues are, as well as some other Senate Democratic colleagues I talked to today, it is important that we not lose sight of the bigger picture here. It is Democrats fighting to save the health care of the American people, to keep premiums where they are, if not lower. And it is Republicans who are hell-bent on carrying through with these health care cuts, as unpopular as they may be.
Congressman Boyle, last week the Democrats had a huge win in New Jersey, in Virginia, a lot of wind in their sails. It's come out. Abigail Spanberger in Virginia says, no, we should reopen the government. Mikey Sherrill in New Jersey says, no, this is a terrible deal. Let's not go here. Is this an upcoming fissure in the Democratic Party in terms of electability, sort of this idea of government should be open for us to negotiate something because there's too much pain is being felt? Or should we stay on the hell no track? Because guess what? Donald Trump has lied every single time to us. We haven't gotten anything for it. What is the future of the Democratic Party on this debate? Are some people scared in terms of electability and want to go that Spanberger